Bombshell tonight, upscale Tampa suburbs, a beautiful young girl sitting at her computer doing her homework in her own bedroom. She's a straight-A student, dead. Her little brother in the family garage still buckled in the car straight from soccer practice, dead. Who's the gun-toting shooter? Mommy. But now, Mommy claims she's crazy like a fox, and the state backs off the death penalty tonight. No justice for Calix and Bo. 2 children, straight-A students, dead, and the state's not seeking the death penalty. Straight out to Roger Schulman, anchor with WWBA. Roger, take us back to the day these 2 bodies were found. What happened?
Well, she picked up her son, Bo, the 13-year-old, from soccer practice, drove him home, and shot him to death. Then she goes upstairs with a .38 caliber pistol that she had purchased recently and goes into the bedroom where her daughter was doing her homework and shoots her to death. And then she goes downstairs and sits on the porch with blood on her head, wearing a robe, and waits.
But you know what's interesting, Roger Schulman? After she shoots her children dead, and when cops asked her what happened, she said she was angry because they continued to talk back to her. Tonight, her high-ranking military husband demands a divorce, but we learn about emails she sent immediately after gunning down her 2 children, a straight-A honor student girl who's sitting at her computer doing her homework. Her little son, straight home from soccer practice, still strapped in the seatbelt, both gunned down, dead. But she tries to cover her tracks. Clark Goldband, isn't it true she sends a series of emails or texts right after the shooting to her husband, acting as if nothing's wrong?
Well, Nancy, according to Hillsborough County prosecutors, that's correct. Take a look at one of these emails right over my shoulder. You see it says, "Get home soon. We're waiting for you." That's from Julie Schenecker to her husband, who's stationed overseas. According to authorities, this was actually sent after the kids were killed. Now, let's take a look at the next email. It doesn't stop there. She then begins to brag about the grades. Calix has all A's and B's. She's bragging after the kids were allegedly murdered. Also, not just to her husband, Nancy, but to her family. She sends this email. "You've always been there for me," and she goes on and on to say she's so sick mentally. That email, perhaps one of the last ones sent before she's arrested by authorities.